day 2 of ABC trinomial in with that ax squared plus bx plus c, and we see we have three terms right here. Now today the only thing is that we have to focus on our a's, and it's gonna be a little slightly different. So let's see how it goes. But first thing first, I always want to start out with simplify first. As you can see, when we simplify, we use the distributive property to simplify the expression. So this is how you do. We only have two groups, and what is that method that we did with the previous day? The rainbow, right? Here we go. We need some rainbow in our life, so here we go. After rain, always look for rainbow. So 2x times x is gonna give us 2x squared. All right, and then we're gonna get 2x times 1. It's gonna give you plus 2x. There you go. And then after this, I'm going to go ahead and multiply the second group. So start with 3. 3 times x give me positive 3x. And then 3 times 1, and they're going to give me positive 3. We're going to combine like them, just like the other work that we did. So now I'm going to start it now with 2x squared. We don't have any other x squared, so there are no other like term. But then we got this. 2x plus 3x is going to give us 5x. And then we also going to have 3, so plus 3. So as you can see right here, we combine all of them together. The other day when we did this assignment, we found out that they kind of pattern. Like the middle item, we only gonna add, and the last item, we only gonna multiply. But this is a little different right here because if you look at our factor, 3 and 1, if we add 3 plus 1 like what we did the other day, it does not give us 5. So maybe that's gonna be a little bit something different today, okay? So let's see how it's gonna go. Let's give it a try to see if we can find that same pattern or different this time or no. So with this one again, we have two groups, this group, and then we have another group, okay? So we're gonna multiply from here to here. So I will start from 2y times 3y is going to give us 2 times 3, 6y squared, y times y, y squared. 2y times 4 is gonna give us 8y. All right, hope it makes sense to you. I'm gonna go ahead and try from here. We have negative 1 times 3 is gonna be negative 3y. A negative times a positive, panda is gonna give us a negative 4. This is my panda, my man right here, negative 1, negative, a negative, give you a positive. Okay, now let's go ahead and combine like term. Here we go. So it's gonna be 6y squared. AY minus 3y. If you combine them, it's AY minus 3y giving us 5y, so plus 5y. And then right here it's going to be minus 4. So as you can see right here, if you take a quick look, we want to see if we have that pattern, like the middle factor, the number, negative 1 plus 4, it doesn't give us positive 5. And then, so it kind of doesn't work. However, something else that actually works, so let's give it a check. 2 times x, 2x times x, it does give me 2x squared. So that looks good. At least if the formula doesn't work for all three, then maybe work for something. And then 1 times 3, it does give me 3. So that's good. How about here? 6y times 3y, does it give me, my bad, 2y times 3y, it does give me 6y squared. So that is good. And then negative 1 times 4, it does give me negative 4. So that's okay. So we couldn't really find a pattern for the middle variable. So with that being said, we're gonna go on to today's assignment to find out either a way that we can find the pattern for the middle variable or not. So with that being said, I will introduce you to today's lesson in which that we're going to factor them using a method called grouping. It is very similar to the one we just did. Very, very similar. Only just a slightly different, and I will take you through with me, okay? So first thing first, at all the time, I like to write that ax squared plus bx plus c on top, ax squared plus bx plus c. And then we do what we just did the other day, a being the number in front of x squared. So if you are matching that, a gonna give us 5, b gonna give us 16, the number in front. So here we go. And then finally, c going to give us 3. Okay, we always have to check for GCF to make sure that they have anything in common or not. So 5, 16, and 3, all of them do not have anything in common. We have x squared right here, we have x right here, but I don't have any x's at all. So meaning they have nothing in common. With that being said, we do not have to do GCF. Hooray, so here we go. We'll just move ahead and moving on to the next step. We are still going to use that X method that I showed you that day. So let's give it a try. So we're gonna multiply, okay? All the time, we're gonna multiply A times C, 5 times 3, as you can see, this time given us 15. So this is gonna be A times C. And then B, just gonna given us 16. And we do exactly what we did with the other work. I like to keep it consistent. So take a check it out right here. We're gonna find two numbers, okay? That multiply to A times C, but add to B. So you're gonna think about a factor of 15. What could be a factor of 15? You can do it on the side, or if you know your number, 15, see 1 times 15, and then 3 times pi, right? But as you can see, if I'm going to add to give me 16, this is going to be out of the picture. So finally given me with 1 and 15. All right, so that's going to be my number, my two number, also my two factor. Now with this method right here, because your A this time is not equal 1, A equal 5, is not equal to 1, we have to do a little extra step. By the next step right here, we're going to use the two number we just have to split the middle term. So our middle term right now is 16, but we know that's 1 plus 15, right? So you're going to split them into 1x plus 15x. It doesn't matter which one go first. It's all the same anyway. So here we go. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and bring it down everything else that we haven't done. So I have 5x squared. Right here it's a positive 1, so plus 1. Right here plus 3. What we need to do next, we're going to group them. So I like to draw a line in the middle so I can see that this is my two group. And I want to factor out the GCF from each pair, okay? So as you can see right here, take a look at 5x squared and 1x. The one that look the same for you is, what do they both have in common? Not the number, right? 5 and 1 have nothing in common, but the x is, so I'm going to take the x outside. So the x going to be my factor. So I will take the x out. Whatever not common, I will keep inside the parenthesis. So if I take the x out, we're going to divide like we always do. So 5 divided by x just give you 5, because nothing you can do about it. But x squared divided by x squared is xx, and divide by x is going to give me at 1x left. So it's going to be 5x, okay? And same thing, 1x divided by x, technically 1. So I'm going to have a plus 1. Or if you want to see it, just 1x divided by x, as you can see, it's going to give you 1. Okay, so we do with that. Now go over here, we're gonna look at the number 15x and 3. What do they both have in common? 3, right? So I'm gonna factor the 3 out. So I will take the 3 outside. So I'm gonna have plus 3 because it's positive. Everything's in not common. I would like to keep it inside the parenthesis all the time. This is our little secret. Okay, so here we go. The 3 come out. So 15 divided by 3 give me 5. X divided by 3 just X because it's not divisible by 3. And then 3 divided by 3 going to give me 1. There we go. So what we just did is that we split the middle item. We did that. We factor out the GCF. We did this, okay? The next step we're going to do is factor out the matching. As you can see right here, do they have anything matching? They both have 5x plus 1. I have 5x plus 1. You have 5x plus 1. So we do again one more time. We take out that common or that matching parenthesis. And everything else are not matching. We're going to leave it inside the parenthesis one more time. So double GCF, right? So what left is that little x, and what left is a little 3. So here we go. And we are done. How can I check my work? In order for you to check our work, we want to do the same thing. We'll do 5x times x. Does it give you 5x squared? Yes, ding. And then 1 times 3, does it give you 3? Yes. And as you can see right here, I really hope it does explain to you how we get the middle item through all that split and the grouping process. Eventually, when you add them, 1 plus 15 still give you 16. However, you really only have to check the last item and the first item. So 5x times x, it does give me 5x squared. And 1 times 3, it does give me 3. And there we go. And we are done, okay? All right, take a deep breath right here. And breathe in and breathe out and take a quick look at this problem. I totally think you're capable of doing this. So let's give it a try to the next one, okay? Are we ready? Let's go. I'm going to clear this just so that we can have a clear view, and then we're going to move on to question number 2. Question number 2 is exactly the same. Let's give it a try. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to move it over here so we can have everything. Okay, so starting out with this question again. Right here, we got 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. Let's do a quick ABC. So our A is equal 2, our B equal 5, and our C equal -7. All right. If that's easier for you, you can always put it on the top so you can match in it. So here we go. A being the number in front, so that's 2. B is the number in front, so that's 5. And C, we want to say 7, but it's technically my bad. Oh, this is a plus. The C is the number in -7. As you know, the C plus 5, you don't have to write plus 5 because everybody understood it. So, but if it's in negative number, then you have to write it, okay? So for that reason, C is going to be -7. Now let's do all the drill. Follow the drill, you'll be okay. Check, do they have any GCF? 2, 5, and -7. Do they have anything in common? No, okay? So if they don't, let's go ahead and check for the X. I have X, you have X, do we have X? No, so we don't have anything in common, so we don't have to do GCF. Then we're just gonna go ahead and moving on to the next step. In with that, we're gonna find two numbers that multiply to 8 times C and also add to B, okay? So that's our goal. I wanna find two numbers that multiply to give you 2 times C. That's gonna be -14. Okay, and add and give you B. In this case, B is 5. So in my thinking process, I like to have a little thinking process right here. So I have that -14 at a factor. Okay, what could be a factor of -14? That's gonna be 1 and 14, 2 and 7. But as you can see, if we're gonna get to 5, 1 and 14 is so far away. So my number have to be 2 or 7. And in order for me to get to -14, meaning one of them have to be negative, right? So look at this. A negative time, a negative gonna give me positive, but right now I need to be negative. That means one of them have to be negative and one of them be positive. And the way for me to look at it is that when I combine the two number together, it's gonna give me 5. 5 being a positive number, that's why I want my answer to be more positive. For that reason, I will let 2 be negative. So -2 plus 7 give me positive 5. Okay, -2 plus 7 give me positive 5. -2 times 7 give me -14. Check, check. So that's looking awesome. So that's how we know our number. Now I'm going to use the two number we have to split the middle term. So the middle term right here is 5x, right? Again, it really doesn't matter what way you go. So I'm just going to start with, I already see -2. So I will split it to -2x. And right here, I will split it to +7. So plus 7x. Okay, so I'm going to do it that way. So plus 7x. And the other variable that we haven't done, or the other term that we haven't done, I'm just going to drop it down. So I have 2x squared minus 7. You got to know your multiplication table. It's going to be really extremely helpful. So I split it right in the middle. So let's give it a try right here. What do we have? I'm going to find out the common factor for both of them. I have 2x squared and 2x. As you can see, both of them have 2x in common. So I will take the 2x outside, okay? Because they both have 2x. At this time right here, I hope that you can look at it and see, hey, I'm going to divide 2 by 2. It's going to be 1x squared divided by x. It's going to give me an x left. And then -2 divided by 2 give me a -1. X divided by x is canceled, so that's going to be my factor. Over here, 7x minus 7, what do they both have in common? 7, right? With a positive, so I will take the 7 outside. 7x divided by 7, giving me the x left. -7 divided by 7 gave me -1 because the negative side. So here we go, as you can see. I would like to write it in color so you can see. But remember our factor right here, +7, correct? So now what is a common factor right here that we can both see? We both see that they have x minus 1, x minus 1. So I would take x minus 1 again on our side. Everything not common, we leave it inside the parenthesis. So what left right now is 2x plus 7. And that's it. Ta-da! Okay, but double check though. We always want to double check, right? So what we have is x times 2x, give me 2x squared, ding. 7 times -1, give me -7, ding. So that looked pretty good, and that is how we get that question, okay? So that's the number 2 out of the way. All right, so really hope that you see that. I would like for you to pause the screen right here, either take note or go over that again if you don't get it. Just watch it 10 more times. So now that you already did number 1 and 2, get what? Number 3 or 4, everything is exactly the same procedure. So let's give it a try again. I like to always put ax squared plus bx plus c on the top, so I can see what is my a, b, and c. Okay, so a equal how much, b equal how much, and c equal how much. As you can see right here, a equals 6, b equal -11, and c equal 4. Check, check, check. Do they have anything in common? In all 3 of them? No, right? 6 and 4 may have something in common too, but it doesn't have in all of them, so we don't do it. X squared and x and no x's. So no, we already checked for that, but no GCF. So let's go ahead. What are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and multiply. So when I multiply a times c, it's going to give me 24. And then we're going to get to -11 if we're going to add them. All right, so multiply to get that. So on your thinking right here, on my thinking head, I would like to think, what's going to be a factor of 24? Let's list them out. 1 and 24, I always start with 1, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. And I think that's it. Now, if I want to get to 11, 1 and 24 is out of the picture. 2 and 12 also out of the picture. 4 and 6 also out of the picture. So you only have, luckily, only one left to do. So that's going to be 3 and 8. But the tricky thing is, if I'm going to add 3 plus 8 together, no way it's going to give me 11. Because 3 plus 8 is 11. But I need -11. So you got to know that a negative times a negative also give me a positive. So right here, if the positive doesn't work, then why don't we give it a try for negative? So I got -3 and -8. So -3 plus -8, they're both negative. So that's going to give you a combination, so -11. So in here, my factor will be -3 and -8, okay? So with that being said, what are we doing it right now? We're gonna use the 2 number to split the middle term. Let's do it. What are we waiting for? The middle term right here, right? Again, it really doesn't matter what go first. I use this to see whatever go first, I put first. So I have -3x, and right here, I'm gonna have -ax. We split exactly the same sign. Now, what I'm going to do right now is to rewrite the number. So I have 6x squared over here, and then I have +4 over here. Cool bin. We're going to split the one right in the middle, just like this, just so we can easier to see. Now, I'm go ahead and group and factor out the GCF from each pair. So if you look at 6 and 3, the common number between these two gotta be what number? What number is it common between these two? 3, right? So we will take that 3 outside. Not only 3, what else? 3x. So I will take that 3x outside right there. So here we go. 6 divided by 3 is 2. X squared divided by x, I have 1x left. Okay. -3 divided by 3 is going to give me -1. X divided by x is cancelled out, so no x anymore. All right, let's look at the second pair. Ax and +4, -a and +4. What do you both have in common? +4, right? I mean, number 4, right? So we take the 4 out. But remember, I tell you, if you ever start with a negative, you always want to take the negative outside also. So I will take the negative out as well. So that's a little catch right there if you don't see it, okay? So if I take the negative out, so -4, -8 divided by -4, a negative divided by a negative going to give you a positive. So that's going to give me +2. And then we have the x right there hanging with by itself, so it's going to be 2x. So here we go. And then finally, I have the +4 divided by -4. A positive divided by negative going to give you a negative. So in here, it's going to be -1. All right, same story, just a little catch with the negative. Just make sure you be careful. Once we have all of that, the only thing left now to do is actually just bring down the common factor. So the common factor, the common factor right here. So after you have all of that, the only thing left to do is just bring out the common factor. So the common factor that we have right now is 2x minus 1. So I will take it out, and then I'm just going to leave everything else inside the parenthesis where I have 3x minus 4. And then I'm done. Box it. I like to box my answer. Okay, I'm so sorry that it looked kind of a little bit all over the place, but I hope you see the big picture. So let's have a check. 2x times 3x give me 6x squared. Do you see? Okay, looking awesome, right? So that's going to be a check. -1 times -4 give me +4. Check. So that's looking great. So that is how you do question number 3 with a little touch on the negatives part. Really, really hope you it makes sense to you. And please just watch the video over and over. It will help. I promise you it will. Okay. I'm gonna clear this again, and I'm moving on to the save the best for the last question of the day. All right. So let's see how this looks like. So what we're going to do next is, again, same thing. We're going to have ax squared plus bx plus c, ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So let's check. A equal how much? And then b equal -13, c equal -5. All of them, do they have anything in common? No, we check for GCF. No, they don't have anything in common, so we move on. X, no X, so nothing in common. Okay, so here we go. Again, we're going to do our drill. The x multiply, so multiply to a times c. 6 times -5 giving me -30, and then b right now is in -13. Our job is find something that multiply to give you -30 and add to give you -13. How can I find that number? Again, in our thinking process, we find out a factor of 30. I like to list them out: 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 4 and 6. Okay, so 4 and 6. Okay, looking great. But I want to get to -13. As you can see, 1 and 30 have no choice, no chance. 4 and 6 also have no chance. So I only have these two, 2 and 15, 3 and 10. Now I want to be -30, meaning both of them have to be opposite side. They can't be negative. They can't be both positive, because 3 times 10 will give you -30. Positive 30. So one of them have to be negative. So which one do you want? So give it a try. Maybe we can try with this pair. So if I have 3 plus -10, is it going to give us -13? No, because it's going to give us -7. So that doesn't work. How about try the other way? -3 plus 10. It's also going to give me +7. So it doesn't work either. So this is out of the picture. So the only thing left but to do is 2 and 15. When we really narrow down to our number, I like to do a little thinking process with you if that helps. Okay, if not, I just write out the number for you. If we want to combine the two numbers, and we know one of them have to be negative, and the answer come out in negative, as you can see, -13, meaning the big number gotta be negative. So I like to do -15 on here. How? 2 times -15, yes, it's gonna give me -30. But if I do 2 add -15, get what? We are more negative, so our result will end up more negative. So that's gonna be -13. Okay, so here we go. So that is a good answer for 2 and -15. 2 and -15 is a good factor for us. So again, I want to do that. I want to use the two numbers to split the middle term. It really doesn't matter which one you go first. It's up to you. For me, it's all the same. So I'm going to do like that. And then over here, I'm just going to bring down. This is a +2. So I will bring down everything else. So I have 6x squared. This is a +2, as you can see. So let me keep the same color. So +2 and then -5. Beautiful, beautiful. So when I split the middle term again, I like to do a little slit right here just so I can see what to do. So this right here, again, I keep missing it, but there should be an X. So here we go. I was doing that to catch your attention. Hope you do pay attention. So there we go. So what we do have right now is find out the number. As you can see right here, I have 6x and 2x. What do you think they both have in common? That's going to be 2, right? And I also have x, so 2x. I will take it outside the parenthesis, and we always do that. I'm going to divide 6 divided by 2, give me 3. X squared divided by x, give me just x. Okay, 2 divided by 2, gonna give me positive 1. X divided by x is also 1. 1 and 1 is 1. Okay. Now, here comes the negative baby. Sometimes we kind of worry about it, guys, but you always have to take the negative outside. Just like you let it go, okay? If you keep too much negative to yourself, one day you'll be too tired, you know? You'll be exhausted. So 15 and 5, they both have 5s in common. So we will take the 5 outside. And then if we see the negative, we also keep the negative outside also. Now let's do a little parenthesis. Negative 15 divided by negative 5 is going to give in a positive 3, okay? So it's going to give in a positive 3. Let me do it on this side so you can see negative 15x divided by negative 5. Negative 15 and negative 5 give me positive, and x is just x. Negative 5 divided by negative 5, get what? It's going to give you positive 1. Okay, here we go, because a negative divided by negative, you positive again. So again, they do both have something in common. That's it, 3x plus 1. And I'm going to do that little parenthesis left for whatever left over. That's it, 2x minus 5. And this is going to be our final answer. Okay, so here you go. Let me erase the a little bit in the way. It's hard to see. How can I check my work? I think this is plus 1. Let me check it again to make sure it looks 9. This is 3x plus 1. Okay. All right, how can I check my work? Again, I'm going to multiply. 3x times 2x, does it give me 6x? Yes or no? Look at the original answer. Yes, it gave me 6x squared. 1 times negative 5, does it give me negative 5? Yes, that looks awesome. So that's telling me that I'm pretty on the right track, and technically I'm correctly did it correctly. So that is how you know, okay? So here we go. 1 times negative 5 give you negative 5. Okay, so that's all we have for the factoring right here. I really hope it makes sense to you. You know that I love you. I'm really, really glad that you come to my class, and I really hope the lesson makes sense to you, okay? Take care, guys. Watch this video over and over until you get it. You have awesomeness. Keep trying, okay?